Let's drop the black hole behind them and then drop the full CC. Ooh, look at that. Look at the freezes on this one. Oh my goodness. What's going on, everybody? Today I want to talk about the new Wizard legendary items and a couple of big winners from the patch. If you've not checked out the patch, you would not know that all of the legendary items are focused on CC, or at least have a primary focus on CC and PvP gameplay. And so we're going to be running in with one of the new legendary items in PvP and kind of showcasing it, as well as talking about a few other ones, which I think can be situationally useful, but I think this one in particular is going to be the best. And which one am I talking about? I'm talking about Shiver Sent Stare. This makes Ray of Frost freeze enemies for 2 seconds after taking damage from the ray 6 times. This is big. Unfortunately, freeze does not last actually for 2 seconds. It's reduced in PvP because we're fighting players. But even having a 1 second freeze, for example, is super impactful, especially because Ray of Frost already chills. And so now we have a chill with an additional effect of CCing, which is really, really nice. We also have the shoulder piece, which we're not running today because I don't think it's particularly amazing. It is decent, especially against wizards or demon hunters with the fiery effect, because it will remove those effects applied to us, or even removing seeping bile. So you'll always will get value out of this in PvP. The only problem is that it doesn't break CC from what I've experienced. I may have had a bug there, or maybe I didn't time it correctly. Let me know what your experience with Extraction Harness, if you've experimented with it all in your gameplay. I've not noticed that it could break CC, and therefore, in my opinion, it's not crazy useful, but it does have its slight uses. It is a shoulder piece as well, which is a little unfortunate. We have the next one, which is Quiet Downpour. This one is absolute garbage, in my opinion. I have not had it yet, but I've tested it several times in Elder Rifts after running some legendary crests with people. They got the legendary affix rather, and we were able to test this one in there. I dislike it. The damage isn't like crazy increased. I think it was only slightly increased from what I remember the tooltip, and overall it's just not very, very good. The new pants is actually something that I am actually quite excited about. And this is the other one, as well as there's 2 more, I guess, that I'm decently excited about. The Fragments Upon Fragments here, I'm not sure how long it stuns or knocks away, and so I have to test that and get it and see how much damage this actually does before I really give a judgment. But I think this one could potentially be really, really good. The weapon here is actually very, very solid if you run sort of a more focused CC build. I really like this in PvP. I think Stagger Nick, I've been using it quite a bit with Black Hole. So I've been black holing people. They all get grouped up, and then you can knock them in the air with Arcane Wind. I think this one's actually potentially really, really solid. However, I think that overall there's a couple other builds that are better in PvP. You can just go straight up damage, or what we're going to run today, which I think is a little bit better. And then we have the last one, which is Hailstone. This one I actually very much dislike. I think it could be okay in like vault scenarios, but in just an average Battlegrounds, you're going to get hit by so many different types of things that are just coming at you that you really aren't going to get value from the big heavy hitter abilities that are going to damage immune certain things. You're going to randomly get hit by like a Demon Hunter multi-shot or something. And that will give you a decent amount of value because you'll chill them. I just think that overall, I'd rather have the shield from Ice Armor, because it generally, if you are high on life, it'll protect you from more damage than the damage immunity. If this gave CC immunity for 6 charges, this would be a completely different game. I think that could be potentially super broken. I'm not a huge fan of the damage immunity. Let me know if you disagree in the comments down below. But today we're going to be talking about the new build that I've been running. Now, I showcased a little bit of this previously in my Vithu's Urges set item kind of review of the wizard. And right here you can see in the top left, we still have Vithu's Urges on. We can see the little Vithu's Urges icon right there. And we are running Teleport, Black Hole, Ice Crystal, and Ray of Frost today. And we'll go over all the legendary items while queuing up for this Battleground real quick. All right, so as I said, we are running those 4 abilities, and we are going to be running the Shiver Sent Stare, which is the new item that's going to allow our Ray of Frost to freeze at the end of the 6 damage. Then we're running Frost Reaver's Garments. This is going to make our Ice Crystal give a freezing chill and a little bit of additional damage over time. Then we have the Sir's Fortuitous Ward. This is really there just to give us a proc of the Vithu's Urges. You could run like 2 pieces Feasting Barons on top of this to give a little bit of extra duration for your freezes. Unfortunately, I don't have the correct set items. We're only running the 4-piece Vithus currently. Then we have the Crystal Guards. It's going to make our Ice Crystal a little bit of a shorter duration, or a cooldown rather. And then we have Negation Blade and Devouring Void to make our black hole move and absorb projectiles. So the idea here is very similar to our previous build about Vithus. We're just going to drop the black hole, drop the ice crystal, and then drop the Ray of Frost for maximum chill, maximum CC duration, and just overall solid damage. This is a little bit different from my previous build in which I ran Disintegrate in place of the Ray of Frost, and that is just a pure damage build, which is very, very good, but this is really focusing on the control aspect while also dealing a decent amount of damage. Now, the one thing that I really am sad about, honestly, is the fact that this helmet is a helmet. If this was a shoulder piece, if this was a pant, if this was a chest piece, I would much be greatly, I guess the build would be greatly improved rather. Because it's a helmet, you're missing out on Mask of Illusions, which in my opinion is one of the strongest legendary items for the wizard in PvP. Giving you that stealth is something that I really rely on in a lot of my builds. So that's a little unfortunate. We're going to jump into Battleground and showcase how powerful the extra freeze is on Ray of Frost and just how much value you can get out of it. All right, so we jumped into the Battlegrounds match, and I've already died once, but we got a couple kills in there. We're going to be trying to black hole people and getting the Ray of Frost out to get maximum CC, and then using the Vithus to kind of get the full channel out. So let's see what we can do here. Let's drop the black hole behind them, and then drop the full CC. Ooh, look at that. Look at the freezes on this one. Oh my goodness. That was a perfect showcase of how powerful this build could actually be here. We're just going to chase this guy down, and look at the attack speed increase from our Vithus. All the Phoenix ashes right there, save them. That was impactful. We got a triple black hole into a quad freeze, and that's why it's so strong in my opinion, because, wow, we just got hit by a Seeping Bile in our base. That was a little bit of a weird bug, but in addition to the already powerful black hole CC, we're getting additional CC. And then, actually, my team might be able to hold the idol. I was going to see if I can kill them when they spawn here. But, you know, looks like my team is holding the idol. I'm going to go ahead and just try to pick up a couple of extra kills here. Maybe go for a couple people. I really like teleporting onto people and then dropping the black hole right on top. So let's do that right here. Dropping the black hole, dropping the Ray of Frost, and look at all these freezes over here. Super impactful. Look at all of them. They're all frozen in the corner. And that is the power of this build right there, is the amazing amount of freezes that you can get off in just insane CC. Yes, you may not be doing as much damage as I will if you don't have as much resonance. However, I think it's extremely impactful just to have this CC, and that's one of the biggest ways to be useful as free to play. Let's drop the black hole, do another chain here. Look at the freezes with the black hole, and then just overall just insane impact with all of the just insane CC that we are getting off. And this monk just has so much CC. We are just getting absolutely blasted here by how much CC they have, and I guess they're going to chase us down, which is cool. You know, I guess if they want to chase us down. Let's see here. Looks like this monk is still chasing us. All right, well, it's the Crusader. I'm going to wait for them to horse up, and then we can just go ahead and drop our black hole. All right, never mind. We're going to drop the black hole now and then go for the freeze. They have mount banks on. I don't think we can actually kill this guy, honestly. Mount banks is just too much. We are just getting run down by this guy. Oh my goodness, this guy really wants to kill us. All right, I'm not even going to bother. They have mount banks. Mount banks is just insanely broken right now as a set. So we're just going to go ahead and just heal up a little bit here and then keep moving on with our day. All right, cool. Yep, that's fine. They can just spam all their abilities. It's all good. We're right in and behind these guys. Let's drop the black hole here. Ooh, there's our gladiator popped. We are getting ran down by this Crusader, but let's drop the Ray of Frost here. I think that, again, the whole point of this is just to showcase how impactful the multiple forms of CC we get actually are. In combination, the fact that black hole holds them in place long enough, we can get the full duration out. And looks like this monk is on top of us. So we're going to drop the black hole this way and then see if we can get a CC out. There we go. Nice black hole with really good CC out with the Ray of Frost, just dropping the ice crystal. This also just keeps them in place and gives us a little bit of, range rather with the ice crystal. So even if we need to, we can always drop the black hole, drop the ice crystal, and then hit them from a very far length away. So these wizards are actually, or the monks are actually really, really impactful. I'm not sure if that's a different legendary item or what happened there, but I feel like the monks have gotten really, really strong since the new legendary items. Personally, I don't know if that's because people are finding different builds with them, or I don't know if that's because the new legendary items gave them a new CC. I looked over them a little bit, but I have not tested it myself, so I can't say. Let me know in the comments down below. I've said that a lot, but I think it's important to hear everyone else's opinions about the new legendary items for the new classes, because I haven't tested them all. And let me know if you think the monk is just super oppressive now with all their CC, or if it's just people finding out the right builds now. Once again, we're just going to keep Ray of Frosting and then ending this Battlegrounds match. This is a pretty, heavy stomp. That's because, of course, it's a little bit imbalanced. I have a couple of pretty strong players, including myself, in terms of resonance. So, it is what it is. But I think I got the point across with the Ray of Frost. We're going to try to get it again here. The chill, Monk knocked us out of the channel. Happens. Overall, pretty strong build with the Ray of Frost and how impactful it was in this game. I don't know if you want to run Disintegrate and Mask of Illusions over this, or you want to run the full control. In my opinion, if you are a lower resonance player, you probably want to just go with the Ray of Frost and then play from range, drop your black hole, teleport out, play from range, get the Ray of Frost freezes out for your team. And if you're a higher resonance player, you might get more value from just running full Disintegrate damage, at least from what I've experienced so far. I think that's a really solid way to kind of think about things. Once again, more CC is always better for you in certain game modes when you are lower resonance, lower health, lower damage, things like that, because you're just going to get more value. Like CC does have a little bit of diminishing returns if you're not as high of, don't have as high stats because you don't have the potency and resistance, but it's not nearly as, I guess, harmful, or rather not as nearly as bad when you're running full damage and you can't even touch someone with 100k life or whatever. I mean, even I have a pretty hard time dealing with 3k resonance players and things like that when I'm running around. It's hard to deal with the damage, so I much prefer this build, honestly. Overall, it gives me a lot more control in the game. We went 10-3. Not too bad. This monk was actually quite strong, but they were actually only 725 resonance. You can just see how powerful sometimes the just absolute CC can be. Fighting against monks are actually very, very impactful just because of how much of the knock up with the imprisoned fist and all of the mystic strikes and all the dashes and flying dragons. This guy was a little strong, obviously 2k resonance. I was a little bit stronger than any of these players, but really, it's all about the PvP CC that really happens here. So there you go. Let me know what you think about the new legendary items. I think that in particular, this one is super impactful. I don't really find a major use for any of the other legendary items so far. I think that the Meteor one could be potentially fun to use in PvP, but the other ones, it sacrifices a lot. Like if I wanted to run the offhand, I would have to remove Devouring Void, so I wouldn't be able to run Black Hole. If I wanted to run the shoulder piece here with the teleport, you're not going to be able to run Disintegrate or get the shield from teleport. So it's overall just, it's hard to say. But let me know what you think, and I will see you for the next video.